Well, to be real, I was born in Springfield, Mass, but people don't really know it because it's a little small area up north. So I just keep it straight and just be like Boston, Mass. But I was born in Springfield, and I moved to Atlanta when I was about 13, 14 years old. So I've been here ever since.
Just curious, when it comes to Springfield and Boston, how far apart is that?
It's like an hour and a half.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And is it a certain part of Springfield that you represented when you did live there, or no?
No, not really. I mean, they got the Hall of Fame, but that's about it.
What was the reason to move to Atlanta?
My parents got a divorce, so my mother moved out here, and my father stayed up north, and she took all of us, and we moved here with her, and I went to school out here, and then I ended up going to college, so.
So mainly you reside in Atlanta?
Yeah.
Now, when your parents did divorce, father was still in your life, even after that point?
Yeah, he was, but, you know, fathers is different from mothers. Your mother is there like 24/7, and your father is just there to be a part-time. So it's like, yeah, he was there over the phone and all that, but like physically, not really. But yeah, he's there.
Were there times when you went back up to visit him, or he came down to visit you at all after the divorce?
I would have to always, majority of the time, visit him. He probably came to Atlanta maybe twice.
Mm-hmm. I see. Now, when it came to the divorce, was it something you had to pick where you were going to stay with, either mom or dad, or that was kind of out of your control?
I think I had options, but everybody moved with my mom. My mom took all her kids. So it's just like, why would I stay if everybody's moving? And it's just really up north ain't even a life you want to live. So you kind of want to move wherever your mom want to take you. And I think moving to Atlanta was probably one of the best decisions my mom ever made.
And why do you say that?
Because like, I'm here. Like, I have so much success behind me and more to come. Me living in small little Springfield wasn't gonna do it for me. Like, people don't even make it out. Like, you either dead, you pregnant, or something like that. Like, that's not common in Atlanta, really. Like, a lot of people in Atlanta make it out of Atlanta. So it's like, I met so many people and so many connections here. It was one of the best decisions my mom ever made.
Now, did your mother blindly move to Atlanta? Did she say, I'm gonna just move to Atlanta, it looks good? Or was there already family out here?
No, she literally just moved here because she thought it just looked good. She built her house up from ground up, and we moved here with no family. Yikes.
And your phone is going off.
I thought I turned it off.
It's okay.
Hey, I'm literally going to call you right back. I'm doing an interview right now.
All right.
Okay. There you go. I turned the ringer off. Sorry.
It's okay. Now, how did that divorce affect you? Hindsight 2020, looking back at things.
It affected me in so many ways. I was like such an out of control kid. Like in high school, I was always on bullshit. I was always fighting. I was always in trouble. One thing about it, I was always in my books, but I was always finding trouble outside because I was just so angry. Angry to the fact that no, I don't have two parents that live in the same household. No, I don't see my father every day. And like, who doesn't want their parents together? So it's like, that hurt me and broke me down to being an out of control teenager. And then I got my shit together eventually, but that really played a big part in my life.
How out of control are we talking?
Like in and out of jail, fighting, weapons on school grounds, riots, battery, being charged with numerous different charges because my childhood life had played a big part on me growing up. Because what I visioned to what my life was gonna be wasn't what it was.
Was there ever another male figure in your life?
Yeah, my mom ended up getting married, and she has a husband. His name is Mel, and he's my father. He's here too. Like, And once he came around and she got married and stuff, a lot of things started to slow down, like the out of controlness. Like, I had love from a father here presently and one over the phone, and then I got my mother as well. So a lot of things changed when he came around.
Good relationship with him, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Now, I do interviews with people that have a step-parent in their life, and it's not such a good relationship. Mm-hmm. Why do you think yours was when others aren't?
I don't know. You know, my stepdad, when he came around, he balanced my mom. He balanced us. We was out of control. We were angry. My mom was hurt. I'm hurt. We all hurt. He balanced us. He's like the opposite of us. And he was just, I don't know, he was just there. He's the support. He's the support we needed and the person we needed in our lives. Because, you know, two crazies can't really like match each other. So you got one crazy and you got one person that can balance you. So it just all comes together. So he was just perfect for our family.
What age was it when he came into your life, if you can remember?
Like maybe 15.
Okay. Mm-hmm. When you went to jail, we're talking juvenile stuff?
Mm-hmm. Jail and like high school charges. So after juvenile, being charged as an adult, all that. Mm-hmm.
And were you able to beat these charges?
For the most part, yeah. I ain't got no felonies or anything like that. Yeah, I was able to beat them. I had lawyers or whatever I had to do little programs and stuff. I got to get over it. Mm-hmm.
And what type of charges were these? Was it just fighting stuff or was it something else?
Majority of the time, it was like fighting, riots, battery, weapon on school ground. It's majority of just violence.
When it comes to violence, this was stuff you were starting with people? This was stuff you were defending yourself in?
Okay. A couple of first things was probably like my childhood boyfriend, like, but after a while going throughout high school and like middle school and stuff, bitches used to really, really bother me. Like, I was always best dressed, so they used to always bother me, pick on me and shit like that. So I felt like I had to defend myself. And then I was not no pussy. So it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to have to fight. We're going to have to figure it out because what you're not going to do is continuously bully me. So from there, that's got me into a whole bunch of stuff. High school, everybody hated me, and I didn't give a fuck because I beat up everybody. So that's what it was.
How did you learn how to fight?
I don't know. I got siblings. Oh, my older sisters. When we lived up north, when we lived in Springfield, like I said, it's either you going to die or you going to get pregnant. Or you going to be in fights, and then eventually you die. So they used to always get into fights all the time, and I used to always be around. And I used to always be jumping in, and I used to be a little kid, and they used to be fighting.
How big was gang activity back then in Atlanta?
To me, it wasn't really heavy. I wasn't into none of that. But yeah, I know when I lived up north, it was like, it was serious. My sister was in gangs and stuff like that. My brother and stuff like that.
But you personally never joined one?
No.
Why not? Just curious.
It just wasn't for me. Like, I just didn't get it. I didn't understand what a gang was for when you got people, friends, and family around you. I asked my sister one time, like, why are you in a gang? Like, what makes you feel like you need to be in a gang? She just felt like it was family. Like, they love each other. Like, they got each other's back. But in all reality, gang is nothing but trouble. It's like, yeah, we got each other's back, but we all going to jail together. Who wants to do that?
Now, somebody watching this may be dealing with the separation of their parents, a divorce themselves. Circumstances could be different for everybody, but do you have any advice to somebody going through it right now, maybe even around the same age you were when you went through yours? Anything you would say to somebody, if you can?
Honestly, I don't know. You just gotta pray. Pray. Just know that life only gets better after that, because what I thought was life back then was clearly not what life was. Life is what it is now, and it's only going to get better. But back then, I'm thinking, like, we got the best life. We traveling as a family. We're together. I got my mom and dad, but we weren't really happy. So I feel like eventually you'll be happy whenever your parents figure out whatever they want to do. Nothing should be ever forced.
Financially, how'd you grow up?
When I was growing up, my parents were together, so it's like they had money, they owned property, We never have to ask for nothing. We didn't really struggle. I didn't have to go through a struggle life. And then when I had moved to Atlanta with my mother, she was a single parent. There was times where we struggled because she was alone, but I can never say I was like, I had to go through it. So yeah, I think we was like, middle class. We was fine.
Now, what about as far as school? Now, there were times where you got into trouble, of course, but aside from that, or maybe included, I don't know, how overall would you say you would characterize yourself as a kid in class?
Like as far as high school or college?
Could be whatever you want to share with us overall.
I was just minding my business. I was just always quiet. I wasn't outgoing, but I always got my work done though.
Now, you were part of a certain clique or crowd?
I ain't really have cliques. Other people had cliques, but the cliques ain't never liked me, so I always had the same friends. I had like 2 friends in high school, 2 friends in college, same girls. But yeah, I was never with the whole clique thing because it'd just be a whole bunch of fake girls just hating on one person.
Now, what about certain activities, okay? As far as music, did you ever do music in school? Was it either the band, was it chorus, was it things of that nature? Did you ever participate in stuff like that?
No. I wasn't in the band, but I was one of those, those little flag girls. What are they called? A color guard. I was a color guard, so I was around the band people, but I wasn't singing. I was dancing.
Did you do music back then when you were young, or was that something that came in later in life?
No, I didn't do music. That just came around. Mm-hmm.
Now, what about sports? Did you get involved in sports at all?
Yeah, I was like in basketball, I was in softball, I was in soccer, I was in color guard. Yeah, I liked those type of things.
Color guard is a sport?
To me it is because I had to stand in the field for several hours.
Oh, okay.
I had to stand in the field for several hours with the sun burning me, having to go over the same routine. So yeah, it's a sport. If anything, is worse.
Did you take any of these sports serious?
Yeah, I took color guard very, very serious. Basketball was a joke. I really liked the softball though. Mm-hmm.
Any of this stuff you did varsity in or no?
No. Mm-mm.
Now, you mentioned that you were best dressed. I know when it comes to high school, at the end of the year as a senior, they give these superlatives, senior superlatives.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever get any of that sort of stuff, like the award for best dressed, or that was just something you kind of inferring?
Just for best dressed, and they knew it too.
Now, curious, why would somebody want to pick a fight or bully someone that's best dressed?
Because they hate it. They hate it. A kid that don't repeat their outfits, that knows how to dress, of course you're going to hate on that person. And that was me.
Now, what about this? Did your schools ever have uniforms that you went to?
No. Actually, I went to one private school, but that's when I lived up north. But I was a kid. But as far as high school and stuff, we just had regular clothes and stuff. So I got to dress myself. And I used to always break the rules and wear little skirts and stuff. And we had like certain amount of inches we couldn't be above the knee, but I used to always break the rules.
Do you think school uniforms would have prevented something like that, you getting bullied or fighting because you were the best dressed? I mean, experiencing school uniforms at one point in your life and then experiencing without it, do you think stuff like that would be prevented or no?
Yeah, but also they just didn't like me. They used to tell me that they didn't like me because I just think I'm all that. So I guess the clothes did play a part in that, but also I just didn't really care to make too many friends. So
after you graduate high school, college is taken serious at that point?
Yeah, I went straight to college.
And what college did you attend?
Georgia State.
And were you able to complete it?
Yes, I did.
And that's a bachelor's degree?
Yes.
4 years.
Yes.
Was that easy or hard to do?
At the beginning, it was, I think the beginning was the hardest because you're transitioning from high school to college. You really don't know what you're doing. You're just doing it. Towards the end, it was kind of easy. Senior year was kind of easy. Sophomore and junior year was, I don't know, in the middle or whatever. But towards the end, it started getting a little hard because I have this outside life and then I was still going to school, so.
Outside life, what are we talking about here?
Like the modeling and the modeling.
Okay. And let's pause on this college talk because I do want to talk about you furthering your education. Let's sidestep here and talk about the modeling stuff. Did you have any jobs before modeling or no?
I worked in the club. I was a bottle girl, or I was whatever you want to call it, a bartender, a bottle girl, stuff like
Waitress?
that. Yeah, same thing.
How young did that start for you?
I got my bottle girl job when I was literally like 19, but I lied to them and told them I was like 21.
To be a bottle girl, they have to be 21.
Girl. Yeah, you're supposed to be.
Now, even though you lied about it, did people ever question it?
No, it's kind of easy. It's kind of easy to just get the job, and they just think however old you are because you get paid off of your tips. So they're not really worried about your age, but as long as you act your age, I guess that's all that matters.
Are you competing with other bottle girls when you're working?
No, I was the only person I was competing with was myself.
Oh, okay.
Trying to make a certain amount every night or weekly, like this is my goal. I was just competing with myself.
I see. And you worked at one particular club, or you worked at various clubs with that type of job?
I worked at various jobs because depending on who you work with, they got different locations of different work.
Was that good money?
Yes, it was. Definitely, if you in college, it's real good money. Because college people, to be honest, college kids kind of broke because you trying to be focused in school. So that job was a lot of money for a college kid, definitely.
When it comes, I mean, you're attractive. When it comes to a bottle girl, do you have to be attractive to make good money?
You gotta be attractive, and you gotta at least have some type of figure on you because they're not just gonna let anybody walk the floor.
Just curious how that worked.
Yeah.
Now, you start that at 19. At what age does modeling start for you?
I started doing modeling when I was in high school, but it probably wasn't taken serious until I was somewhat in the middle of college or something like that. But I've been taking pictures. I've been wanting to do this and want to be signed to this company, but it was just never taken serious until like the middle of college.
How did it start though, initially? You wanted to do it yourself? Somebody asked you to do something?
When I was in high school, I wanted to take pictures all the time in my clothes. So I just started doing different poses, and me and my little friend in high school used to take pictures, and we used to post them on Tumblr, and we used to get a whole lot of likes. So from there, it was just like, okay, it's getting somewhere. So it just continued from there.
At what point does it become considered serious?
When you getting paid for it.
And was it
then other people's taking you serious.
And for you, what were you getting paid for when it became serious? Was it a music video shoot? Was it a photo shoot? Was it a magazine shoot? What was it?
All of that. Video shoots, getting paid for video shoots. Certain photographers want to shoot with you. They'll pay for it. That's when you know it's getting taken serious. Like, okay, they like your work. They like your face. So they're going to pay for it. Before, it was just like on some free stuff. Like, I'm just doing this for the likes or just to get my face out there.
How did your I was going to say family, but really your parent, your step-parent, how did they feel about you doing that? The modeling route.
My mom, I ain't never really want to hear what anybody else had to say because that was always like felt like whatever I wanted to do, I can do it. But my mom, she was with it. But my stepdad was just like, he wasn't really agreeing to it. But at the end of the day, I'm grown. Eventually, I'm grown, so I'm do what I want to do.
So the bottle stuff, the modeling is being taken serious all while you're completing this degree.
Yep.
How easy or tough was that?
It was hard because sometimes I get off of work like 5 in the morning, then gotta wake up and go to class at 10 o'clock. But gotta make it happen.
Now let's jump back into you furthering your education here. Why that school? Why'd you choose that school?
To be honest, the school I wanted to go to was in New York, but I just felt like, okay, me and my best friends, we've been together for so long. Let's all go to a school that we can all get accepted to. So we all literally got accepted to Georgia State, and we went to Georgia State. And I kind of didn't want to be far away from my mom neither, so.
Were you able to get some sort of scholarship to go to that school?
I got scholarships, and yeah, I definitely got scholarships at Georgia State. So I ain't never have to pay for nothing.
Now, does that school have a reputation?
As far as?
You know, colleges, different colleges have reputations.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like one of the top 5 schools. It's a really good school.
So it followed the reputation it had. Okay.
Well, it was just kind of boring to me, but I guess because I'm kind of boring.
Did you ever join a sorority?
No.
Why not?
It's not that I didn't want to. I wanted to, but I just felt like I never had time. And then it's just like I wasn't social, so I wasn't meeting people anyways to get into nothing like that. But I did want it to be a AK. I wanted to be, a AK.
What major did you go for?
Political science.
Now, hindsight 2020, did you choose the right major?
Yes, still think I chose the right major because political science, I was more so trying to go to law school so then I can be an entertainment lawyer. So I still feel like I chose the right major because I can still, do what I want to do. And then it's like I'm in the entertainment field, so it's like I know a lot of people now. So say if that's something I am going to fall back on, like this year, next year, whatever, I can do that because I got people that I know.
So this wasn't considered a BS major, something just to complete college or something just to say, okay, I completed college, here's a certificate?
No.
Now, in regards to your family, you mentioned you had some siblings. Where did you fit on that ladder as far as your age?
I'm the youngest girl, so I got a little brother. He's like 18. Then there's me. Then there's my sister. She's like damn near 26 or 7. Then my other sister's 29. Then my other brother is 30. So I'm just like the middle child.
Is that a tough position to be in or a sweet position to be in? The middle.
I think it's tough because everybody, I don't know. I don't know how that played out the way it did, but it is very, very tough because everybody just depends on the middle child. And I feel like everybody depends on me. They depend on me to make it. They depend on me to do this. They depend on me to do that. It's a really tough position. They have high expectations for me. Yeah.
J. Cole has a song called Middle Child. You heard that?
I probably have, but I don't know the lyrics.
Just curious. Now, anyone else do modeling in your family? Anyone else do music in your family?
No.
Just you? When it comes to your mom, your dad, your stepdad, best advice either of them have ever given you at this point? You could give me the best advice from one of them. Which one was the best? Best advice you ever received from one of your parents?
So my real dad used to always just be like, stay in school, stuff like that. He felt like school was very important. I mean, they all did, but he used to always be like, stay in school. My mom, I don't know. I'm not sure about the advice, but I know she's always had my back through everything. So it was just like, she kind of let me be myself. Like, just let me do whatever I want to do. But she knows that I'm gonna make the right decisions at the end of the day. Like, she just had faith in me. So as far as giving me advice, of course, she wants me to stay focused. She wants the best for me, but she knows I'm gonna be good. So as far as my stepdad, oh, my mom used to give me advice when I was in high school too. Like, I had this boyfriend I was in love with. She just always felt like, you're gonna be somewhere in life that is not here, and he's not the one. She just always had big hopes, and she had big dreams for me. My stepdad, not really, but he just always had my back on things. So, yeah, if that makes any sense.